And for some reason, the lamp itself, not the light bulb, but the actual physical lamp, like the base, was blurry. The rest of the room is in focus. There's plenty of light in the room, but the lamp is blurry. And so Mitch, he's looking at the lamp. He's rubbing his eyes to see if there's something in his eyes, but still the lamp is blurry. He goes back to the TV, not blurry. Mitch has good eyesight. This doesn't make any sense. And so Mitch finally, he's worried about this. Is there something wrong with me? And he stands up and he walks over to the lamp. And as soon as he gets up to it, it's still blurry. And he touches it, still blurry. And he's like, okay, I don't know what this is about. But he does the typical, kind of dude reaction, like, whatever.
The male denial of medical problems.
Yeah, it's like, I'm probably having a stroke, but whatever. So he turns around and he goes back to the couch and just does his best to ignore the still blurry lamp. And so he's watching the game. He's glancing periodically, but he's mostly focused on the game. And then at some point, towards the end of the football game, the lamp changes. It remains blurry, but out of the corner of his eye, he sees it moving around and he looks, and the lamp, with having not been no one's touched the lamp at this point, but the lamp is now turned upside down, which is, it's not possible. It's flipped upside down and now it's blurry. And so now Mitch he's looking at this lamp thinking, okay, huge problems here. There's something wrong. I might very well be having some sort of medical emergency. But for some reason that Mitch just could not place, he couldn't bring himself to call the doctor. I mean, this is a situation where you call the doctor. There's something wrong. And he knew it, but he didn't do it. Instead, he just could not stop looking at this lamp. He's not watching the TV. He's just staring at this upside down blurry lamp. And at some point that day or that evening, his wife Kayla and his two kids, they come home. And the second she comes in, Mitch kind of breaks out of his fixation, and he thinks, I should tell Kayla about this lamp. I'm having a medical emergency. I should tell her. But again, he doesn't. And in fact, he quickly thinks to himself, I can't tell her. I'm going to pretend this didn't happen. And he kind of forgets about the lamp, and he goes and he sees his wife and his kids, and it's a normal night. She is none the wiser that he spent the day staring at a lamp that's blurry and upside down. And, when Kayla came in, the lamp was not blurry and upside down. She's not experiencing this. So that night, regular night, they put the kids to bed, and, Kayla and Mitch, they go to bed too. But then after Kayla had fallen asleep, Mitch is wide awake. He can't sleep. And there's something telling him to go down and look at that lamp. And so Mitch gets up and he sneaks downstairs and he goes to the couch, and, the light is not even on at this point, but even in the darkness, he can tell it's still blurry. It's still upside down. And he sits on the couch and he just stares at the lamp. And all night, Mitch sits on this couch and stares at this lamp in absolute silence. And then in the morning, Kayla gets up, she comes down. It's during the week, so it's a work day. She comes down and she finds Mitch on the couch, and she's like, what are you doing? And he kind of breaks out of it, and he's like, oh, I wasn't feeling well last night.